Hi everyone! Carolina here from Creations-Handmade. Thank you again to everyone who participated in my little giveaway and everyone who has subscribed and left those beautiful comments. I so appreciate it. Congratulations, Dee, for winning the giveaway. Your little package was mailed yesterday, so you should receive it sometime next week. This channel is Black Cat Crafts 13 here on YouTube, and you should definitely check her out. She's awesome. I was asked in the comments that you left me to make some tutorials. I had recorded some videos when I was making the photo folio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make tutorials out of those videos. I hope they're easy to follow. Please bear with me. It's my first mini album tutorial, so I'm sure I'm gonna make mistakes, but I'll try not to be too bad. So you can see in the video right now, there's the list of materials you will need. 8.5 by 11 heavyweight chipboard, 12-inch black cardstock, one sheet, a ½ inch and 1/8 double-sided tape, and scissors. Cut your chipboard on the long side, the 11-inch side, into two pieces of 4.5 by 8.5, and you will have a remaining piece of 1.5-inch chipboard. That will use it as the spine. And now it's time to put on the double-sided tape. I apologize, I didn't record the cutting of the chipboard or cardstock. Double-sided tape you can tear up with your hands, so you don't really have to use scissors. I'm just OCD, I just like doing it that way. As you see me doing here, I'm burnishing the double-sided tape. You need to make sure that you press firmly so your double-sided tape is completely adhered to your chipboard. That is also going to make it a lot easier for you to peel off the backing of the tape. You could use double-sided tape or wet glue in the middle of the chipboard. Since you already have double-sided tape on the borders, you do not need to necessarily use the tape on the inside of it, in the middle of it. You could use wet glue for it too. And again, remember to burnish your tape, your double-sided tape. It's going to make a lot of a difference when you had to peel off the backing of the tape. And it will make sure that there is a complete adhesion from the tape to the chipboard. I also used 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape on my spine piece, but this is just an optional step. You need to trim 2.5 inches on one side of your 12 by 12 inches black cardstock so that you're left with a 9.5 by 12 inches piece. So now we'll start arranging our chipboard pieces. Notice how I leave around 1/8 of an inch in between the spine and the covers. What this does is it leaves a little leeway so when you close your covers, it's not so tight that it's going to break your cardstock. And I'm going to give you a tip here. What I do is I usually adhere my spine piece first, and then I have a guide to adhere my cover pages. I can leave the 1/8 of an inch around that. I usually do a visual, I don't measure it. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at measuring it, but when you put the spine first, when you adhere it first, then you have that as a guide so you can set your other pieces, your covers, and leave the right amount of space in between the spine and the covers, and also the covers and the black cardstock. I trimmed my cardstock into a 9.5 by 12 inches piece so that I can have a ½ inch border all around. Make sure you burnish your tape real well so that you have perfect adhesion. And now I'm scoring in between the spine and my covers. What this is going to do is it's going to break a little bit the fibers of the cardstock, and that is going to help when you close the covers. It's going to prevent the cardstock from ripping. Now we're going to adhere more double-sided tape around the borders of the chipboard area. Notice how I go all over it, even in between the 1/8 of an inch that we left there. Make sure that you burnish it again and also cover the whole spine area. I again use the 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape to cover that little area over there. After you're done adhering the double-sided tape, score in between the gaps between that 1/8 of an inch space that you left for the spine and the covers. And after that, run your scoring tool all around in between the border of the chipboard and the cardstock. And you can then start folding your cardstock into the chipboard. It's not being adhered yet, but the cardstock, it's getting molded and it's going to have a better finish. Now we're going to miter our corners or trim them. Make sure that you leave an 1/8 of an inch space in there. Don't cut all the way into the chipboard. Leave an 1/8 of an inch gap, and that is going to give us a clean finished look once we fold our cardstock into the chipboard. Now use the scoring tool to fold in the excess cardstock, as you see me doing there. And then finish folding all the cardstock into the chipboard and make sure you burnish the cardstock. And also, I usually run my bone folder on the outside too, just to give it a better finish. I think it makes a difference. And now I am going to run my bone folder on those gaps over there so my covers will close properly. And here we have our finished cover. As you can see, it's a very clean, nice looking finished cover. And the way we achieved that was by working the fibers of our cardstock with all the scoring, the folding, and the trimming or mitering of our corners. I hope that you like my video. I hope you were able to follow. Once again, I apologize. It's my first mini album tutorial. If you liked the video, click the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe so you don't miss any of my future projects. And I hope to see you back here soon for part 2 of our tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.